Do you know that right now in Beijing, the most dangerous gathering in the history of the world is taking place? Three powers that are considered the greatest threat to the West have all sat down at the same table. And this is not just some ordinary meeting, but an alliance that could keep America and Europe awake at night. Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin, and Kim Jong Un. These three leaders are currently attending the Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit. But this is not simply an international event. It is an attempt to create a new world order where Western dominance comes to an end. In today's video, we will learn why this meeting could become a nightmare for America and how these three countries together are preparing to change the map of the world. In the heart of Beijing, in Tianjin City, a scene is unfolding that has not been witnessed in decades. Chinese President Xi Jinping has invited to his palace all those leaders of the world who stand against Western values and American dominance. This is the Shanghai Cooperation Organization's leadership summit, originally founded in 2001, but now it has become a direct rival to NATO. Attending this gathering are not only Russia's President Putin and North Korea's leader Kim Jong Un, but also Iran's president, Turkey's President Erdogan, and India's Prime Minister Modi. This is not mere coincidence. It is a calculated effort to build a new axis that will end Western influence. What makes this most interesting is that the summit is happening exactly at a time when Donald Trump has returned to the U.S. presidency and has threatened new tariffs on China. Is it just coincidence that Xi Jinping has organized such a massive gathering at this moment? Absolutely not. It is a direct message to America. If you increase economic pressure, we have political and military alliances to counter it. In his opening speech, Xi Jinping clearly declared that the Cold War mentality must be rejected, which is an unmistakable criticism aimed at America and its allies. The true purpose of this summit is not just political dialogue, but laying the foundation of a new world order. Tomorrow, Wednesday in Beijing, a grand military parade will take place on the anniversary of the end of World War II. But the real message is completely different. In this parade, China will showcase its most advanced weapons, missile systems, and military technology, and most importantly, Putin, Kim Jong Un, and Iran's leaders will all be watching. This is not just a parade. It is a direct signal to the West that we are united and we have power. The question now is, can these three countries really form a strong alliance? China, the world's second largest economy, Russia, rich in natural resources and military strength, and North Korea, armed with nuclear weapons. If these three truly come together, it could be a huge challenge for the West. Each of them faces their own problems. China under economic pressure, Russia bogged down in the Ukraine war, and North Korea under international sanctions. But these very challenges are drawing them closer to one another. The friendship between Putin and Xi Jinping is nothing new. But now the inclusion of Kim Jong Un in this group is highly significant. For the first time, Kim Jong Un is participating in such a gathering of international leaders, signaling that North Korea is ready to step out of isolation and play an active role. North Korea possesses advanced missile technology, which Russia is using in the Ukraine war, and for China, it is a valuable ally against American pressure. Another important aspect of this summit is that it is not just these three countries. Iran, Turkey, and the Central Asian nations are also participating. This is an opportunity for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization to display its strength. The organization now includes 24 countries, representing almost half of the world's population and controlling nearly one-third of global GDP. If these countries truly unite, they could rival the G7 and NATO. But is this alliance truly strong? There are some key questions that must be answered. First, China and Russia have historical rivalries, particularly regarding influence in Central Asia. Second, India, which is a member of this organization, also maintains strong ties with the West and has ongoing border disputes with China. Third, most of these countries still depend economically on the West, particularly on U.S. and European markets. However, recent events show that this alliance is growing stronger than ever. Russia is receiving support from both China and North Korea in the Ukraine war. China, facing economic troubles and U.S. tariffs, needs energy suppliers like Russia and Iran. North Korea, facing sanctions, needs political backing from China and Russia. These mutual needs are pulling them closer together. For the West and America, the greatest danger is that if this alliance solidifies, the world could split into two blocks, a Western bloc led by America, and an Eastern bloc led by China. This could mark the beginning of a new Cold War. But unlike the old one, this time multiple powers are involved, not just two. America and its allies will need a new strategy to handle the situation. Military power or economic sanctions alone will not be enough. They will need to rely on diplomacy, especially to keep countries like India on their side, which maintain relations with both camps. Similarly, Middle Eastern countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE must also be convinced that staying aligned with the West serves their interests better. What makes the situation even more fascinating is that it is taking place at a time of major global shifts. Trump's return to the White House, Europe facing a migrant crisis, and conflicts continuing in the Middle East, all giving China, Russia, and North Korea the chance to expand their influence. Xi Jinping has made it clear in his speech that the future of global governance will be multipolar, not dominated by a single American-led system. The upcoming military parade will be a vivid demonstration of this vision. China will showcase its most advanced weapons, including hypersonic missiles, state-of-the-art fighter jets, and other systems capable of challenging America's defensive capabilities. This is not just a parade. It is a clear message that Western military superiority is fading. Another crucial aspect is the economic cooperation being discussed. China's Belt and Road Initiative, Russia's energy exports, and North Korea's mineral resources together could form a massive economic bloc capable of challenging the dominance of the U.S. dollar. China is already pushing to expand trade in yuan, and along with Russia, it aims to create an alternative financial system. In conclusion, it is clear that what is happening in Beijing is not merely a summit, but a signal of shifting global power. The coming years will reveal whether this alliance can remain strong or collapses under internal contradictions. But for now, the West must recognize that the balance of power in the world is changing, and it must adjust its policies accordingly. This summit is not just a meeting. It is the announcement of a new world order, the effects of which will be felt for decades to come.